Commencing download. Download complete.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So for our next adventure, Laura and I are going to go on a 2-day kayaking trip on the beautiful Rideau Canal, which is a UNESCO heritage site. And we're going to leave from Colonel By Lake in Kingston, Ontario. We're going to do about 17 kilometers to 18 kilometers the first day. And we're going to go up here, I'll show you on the map. We're going to go from Colonel By Lake up to Lower Brewers Locks. Then we're going to continue on to Upper Brewers Locks for the first day, where we're going to camp at the lock station. It's only like $5 to camp at the lock station, so that's pretty awesome. And then the next day we're going to get back on the water and we're going to continue north, and we're going to go to Jones Falls Locks, where there's an old fishing lodge there, Hotel Kenny, and we're going to stay the night there. And then we're going to drop off my truck there tonight, and then tomorrow or in 2 days, once we get there, we're going to load the kayaks onto the truck and then drive back to Kingston. So I'll just show you real quick just my equipment that I have, what we're going to bring with us really quick, to show you what I usually bring on a kayaking trip, just in case you guys may want to do the same thing. You'll know what to bring. So here's our kayaks. The blue and white one is Laura's. It's a Ziegel Aero and Power, and hers is, I think, about 17 feet if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it doesn't say on it, but yeah, hers is about 17 feet. Mine is a Delta Sport, 18.5 feet. They don't make these ones anymore, unfortunately. They make the longest one, I think, is 16 or 17 feet, but I love it because there's lots of room for my gear when I go on expeditions and stuff. So that's what I love about it. And it's an ABS plastic, and it's double layered, so I'm not afraid if I hit rocks or anything like that. Whereas Laura's kayak is fiberglass, and hers is a little bit more delicate, so she's got to be a bit more careful of what she hits. So just to show you real quick what I have, so here's my skirt that I usually wear all the time. The only time I don't wear it is when I have Yo-Yo with me, because I have to turn around and pull her out of the water if I need to. Here's my life jacket. Mine is a rescue life jacket, and it's got the straps and the pigtail here. In case somebody falls in the water, I can pull their kayak out. And that's why I keep these extra ropes as well on the side here if I need to extend the rope to pull them out. I have my survival knife on there. So there's my signal whistle, and I've got some first aid stuff here in my little pouch in the front. So as for the kayak itself, I've got my compass in the front. As you can see, I'm trying to stay out of the sun here. I've got my map of where we're going to be going. This is a map of the River Canal system, and it's waterproof. If you don't have waterproof maps, I'll show you another method that you can keep them dry. I've got my throw rope, which is mandatory by law. Same with the whistle, the signal whistle, my water bottle. This is my glasses, my sunglasses. Pump as well. You need that also by law to be on the water here. And then the ants are extra. I don't really need those, but it looks like they want to come along anyways. I've got a cell phone case, make sure my phone stays dry. In my kayak, I have a seal line bag, which is all rubberized, and I keep it inside my kayak only because normally you can put them on the hull of your kayak. As you can see, I don't have much room there. And if you ever roll with your kayak and you have this on the hull of your kayak, the water is going to get into the zipper here, and it's going to fill up with water, and it's going to act as a counterweight, and you won't be able to roll back out of your situation. So that's why I keep mine behind my seat here in the kayak. There's lots of room, and it works fine there. So I can store some extra stuff in there if I need to, like I keep a pair of gloves if it gets cold. I have a paddle float. So what this is, basically it's an inflatable device. There's hard foam ones as well. And what you do is you take your extra paddle or your paddle that you have and you attach your paddle float to the paddle itself. And then you stick it underneath here. And there's another one over there. So you put it right across. And then it acts as a outrigger so that you're able to get back in your kayak in case you happen to tip over. Okay, as far as gear goes, I have foldable camping chairs. I have a tarp and my tent. The reason I'm bringing a tarp is if we have to cook outside and it's raining, then we can set up a shelter and sit under the tarp while we're cooking and so on, because I can't cook obviously in the tent. This is my Limelight 3. You've probably seen this in other videos as well. It's a 3-person tent, and I keep it sprayed every year to make sure that it doesn't leak. That's a good sized tent. And everything that you see here, along with my clothes, is going to go into these bags here. So there's different size bags. These are 20 liters. This is a seal line, and you can see the size difference. They're a couple of inches, and they're both 20-liter bags, but seal line are always a bit bigger than others. And this is a 30-liter bag, the green one. So this one will not fit in my kayak, so I just want to bring it out just to show you guys. I've got my sleeping bag, I've got my air mattress, and I've got my sleeping bag liner. I've got my water purification bag, so in there you can see there's a filter at the bottom. So you just take any water, lake water, and you hang it up in a tree. And the water just basically flows out. There's a stopper on there. So you see the stopper here. So and then you refill your bottles when you stop. Over here is my hammock that I usually take with me. And these are the other map bags that I was telling you about. If you don't have waterproof maps that are plasticized, you can always fold them up and put them in these map bags here just to keep them dry. This is a monocular that I always take with me. Being on the Rideau or on the Great Lakes or anywhere that have marker buoys, all the marker buoys are identified with numbers, and they coincide with the numbers that are on the map. So if you get disorientated, lost or whatever, and you can find the marker buoy, you find the number on the buoy, you coincide it with the number on the map, and then you can pinpoint where your location is. So sometimes the marker buoy could be like 1 kilometer apart. So it's good to bring a monocular, and that way you can search for the next marker buoy, because they're not obvious all the time. They're really hard to spot when you're really far away from them. This is my survival/first aid kit. I've got my bandages and stuff in there. I've got a life straw. I won't pull it out now, but it's basically a straw that I can just drink water right out of the lake. It filters the water as you're drinking it. And all kinds of matches in there, and toilet paper, and whatever else you need. Got my axe here. I've got some Cliff Bars that I usually bring. This is a Sea to Summit camping blanket or bath to have a shower and stuff. I've got actually here, these are orange tablets that you can add to your water to give you extra energy. I got my handy dandy headlamp. I've got bear bangers. So in here I've got the red ones are flares, and the green ones are bear bangers. If you're ever camping in an area where there might be bears that would like to visit, then I always carry that with me in my kayak. This is a miniature clothesline. Really handy to have. These are just extra repair kits for the tent. And I've got a little fishing kit in there, and some waterproof matches and so on. This is the camping food that I usually bring when I'm kayaking. This here is another water filter system. This one is Laura's. But basically you just scoop water out of the lake wherever you are. And there's a filter on the bottom here with a seal around it. And you just put this in there. You slowly push it down, and the water filters itself into your water bottle. takes about 8 seconds basically to filter your water, and then you can drink right out of the thermos. So these go for about this size here. There's different sizes, but these are about $125. They're pretty expensive. So this is why I carry this one here, which is just a standard bottle. And if I have to filter water, I'll use the water bladder that I showed you earlier. This is my KFS knife, fork, and spoon. These are my camping pots that I have. I keep a little dish towel here. This is my stove that I use. It's called a pocket rocket. So set that aside. Pull that out. So this goes basically on top of these tanks here. All right, this opens up, and then you can just put your pot on top of that and warm up your water. I've got a little salt and pepper shaker here, some more matches, a scraper to clean your pots, a wine bottle opener. I don't know why that's in there, and then this here is just a little candle to put in your tent, or not in your tent, but on your picnic table. I wouldn't use an open flame in my tent, but you can just set that on the table, and then you get a bit of light there when you're sitting there. And then I've got my handy dandy solar panel here to recharge my GoPro batteries, and I've got an extra charger in there as well, and all the cables. I've got my plate and bowl and my coffee mugs, and then I've got my Sea to Summit dolly here to transport my kayak. As you can see, there's pins here. Those come out, the wheels come off, and this will actually fit in the back of my kayak. So when we're portaging between locks or wherever you are, it's very easy to carry your kayaks, especially when they're fully loaded with all the gear. And then finally, here is my paddle. This is an Adventure technology, and it's carbon fiber from Odyssey, and it's ergonomic. So you can see the shaft is a bit folded here, and it's easier for me to hold on to it. It's not as hard on my wrist. And I got my other solar panel. This is probably the one, actually I'll probably bring both of them. This is another monocular that I have, and this is the one I'm going to bring because it takes up less room. And of course my Silva compass to orientate myself on the water, and my survival knife. So that's it for my gear, and of course my clothes and all that would go in the dry bags. But when I go camping, kayaking, or backpacking, that's usually the gear that I bring, minus the dry bags, of course. So there you go. That was the kit that I usually carry with me. So now tonight we're just going to load everything up in dry bags and get everything, as much as the kit, ready, so that tomorrow morning first light we can get in the kayaks and start paddling to our first stop, which is Upper Brewers. So yeah, so just sit back and enjoy the view of our beautiful Rideau Canal. Okay, we'll talk to you guys in a bit. All right, good morning everyone. So we've got everything packed in the dry bag this morning. So I'm just going to show you here what we have. So Laura's got those 3 bags, and then we also have another dry bag with all the food in it that's being packed right now. That's all my stuff ready to go. I also brought my marine radio just in case that we run into trouble. And those are all the dry bags that are going to go into my kayak. And my camp chair, of course, can't forget that. So yeah, so there you go. So we're going to start loading all the kayaks up, and then bring the kayaks over to the water and start paddling. So we'll see you guys on the water. All right, there we go. There, it sounded like paint to me. Okay, let's get in. All right, now my skirt. And away we go. Beautiful day. They are calling for rain at around 11, and gusts up to 40 kilometers an hour. I'll show you on the map here. but we're going to be, the wind is from the south, and we're going to be on the south shore of the lake, so we'll be sheltered by the trees, so we should be fine. And at the last resort we'll pull over if it gets too bad, but I've paddled in that before and it's not a big issue. Just keep paddling. So this is Colonel By Lake that we're on right now, and we're going to go into the Narrows into what they call River Styx. So it's a smaller lake, but there's lots of tree stumps and so on. And this same with this lake here, Colonel By, is a man-made lake. When they built the Rideau Canal back in the 1800s, they flooded the area to build the lock stations that you're going to see later on and form these lakes. The only problem is they didn't cut down all the trees down to the bottom, so now you have to be careful because there's stumps sometimes just laying like an inch under the water. Kayaking is not too bad, but when you're in the motorboat and you hit one of those, it's not so fun. So this is the Narrows. I'll show you on the map here exactly where we are, and then we're going to be turning the corner and going into River Styx. So we're on River Styx now. As you can see, it's a pretty big lake. I don't know if you can see in the distance the birds that are standing. Those are tree stumps. So that's why they recommend that you stay within the navigational buoys, because if you hit one of those, then you're toast. It can be pretty dangerous. So yeah, we're going to be heading in this direction here, and still a ways to go. About 17-18 kilometers, if I calculated correctly, that we'll be doing today. So it's not too bad. See, this is what I was telling you guys. There's a stump right there. You hit one of those with your boat and you're done. Yeah, solid. It's all petrified trees. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see the rock island over there. Those are all, the black dots are all cormorants. And there used to be trees on that island, but the cormorant doo-doo is so toxic that it basically killed all the trees on there. So now it's just a big rock. They're really doing a lot of damage around the area here. There goes a yacht up the Rideau. Just gonna turn our bow into the waves here because it's gonna overtake us. Now, if you guys can see the large building there beyond that boat, that's Joyceville Institution, and it's Correctional Services Canada. It's a jail basically on the Rideau with waterfront view. You can see the waves are, the wind's picking up a bit, the waves are getting a bit bigger. I think we'll make it in the Narrows though before the 40-kilometer gusts get us. Just going to pull in behind this island here and take a quick break out of the wind. The wind's really picking up now. There's an old tree stump. You see the roots sticking out? That's pretty cool. Now you can really see Joyceville Institution there on the right. I'm looking for turtles on that rock. I'm not seeing any. Look at the osprey. Beautiful little island. Looks like there's a fire pit up there. Beautiful flowers. It's gorgeous, eh? I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a snake right at the tip of Laura's kayak going into the rock. There, it's gone. And Laura's got a frog there. It was probably going to be that snake's lunch. Oh yeah, there it is there. That's so cute. Let's see if I can get closer here.
Jump away from me.
There, can you guys see that? It still has its tail. Yeah. Cool. The things we see when we're kayaking, eh? Just amazing. You would never see stuff like that when you're in your powerboat. Just combing the shoreline here, see if I can spot more snakes or turtles or something. See, there was geese over here at one point, or swans I should say. Oh, and that is a rock that just hit. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Yeah, let's go this way. Oh, the wind's really picking up on this side of the island. Just gorgeous, eh? I say that a lot, don't I? Look at this little cove here. See, that's what I like about kayaking, is you can go and explore all these little coves and caves and see any wildlife. Oh, there's a duck blind right here. Cool. I'm glad it's not hunting season. Let's go check out over here. I don't know if I can spot that island. If you see on the map here, this is the island that we're paddling around right now. And we're going to go up to here, and then we're going to go through the Narrows up to Lower Brewers, which is right here. I'm surprised that we're not seeing any turtles. Usually they like to sun themselves when it's a nice sunny day, but oh, there's another rock. Not seeing anything. All right, let's go back and find Laura. If you guys can see all the white dots there, those are all swans. There's probably about 100 of them. Trumpet swans. And there's a zeagle right at the point there. There's marker buoy 183 with the seagull. If you look at the map here, 183, there's 182, 183 is right there. And then we're just going to enter the Narrows, which you see the triangle and the square up ahead. That's this point here. So we're just about to enter the Narrows on the map and make it to Lower Brewers. And then we're going to portage Lower Brewers to the other side of the locks. Sometimes when there's boats going through, the lock masters will wave us through with the other boats. But if that doesn't happen, we're just going to portage, because we have to pay $1.25 a foot, if I'm not mistaken. So an 18.5 foot kayak, that's like $20, and it's the same price as a 18-foot fishing boat or yacht, or I pay the same price as they do, which to me is not really fair, and I think Parks Canada should revisit that because of the small footprint that we take. But anyways, that's their rules right now. So if we can't get into the locks, if there's no boats going through, we're just going to portage up to the next lock. There's a blue heron right there. That's a neat old tree. Looks like two antlers. You see the erosion here. That's from the boats coming out. That's why you see there's 10-kilometer signs. Is so that the waves don't erode the shoreline. Oh, there's a duck. Beautiful flowers. This is another prime example where you would not be able to come with a motorboat. And look how beautiful that is in here. Blue heron. All right, you can see up ahead we just made it to Lower Brewers Locks on the Rideau. So we're gonna either portage from here up to the other lake, or if we're lucky, that boat is gonna go through the locks and the lockmasters will let us in at the same time, so we don't have to portage anything. There's a closer view of Lower Brewers Locks. There's the dam there. Donor Studio is really cool. He makes metal art. He just cuts pieces of metal and stuff, and he makes a different piece of art. See the blue heron, the pink blue heron on his deck there? That's him that made that. And you can see there's other stuff on top of the hill as well. Okay, it doesn't look like the lockmasters are going to be opening the locks anytime soon, so I guess we're going to portage. Some boats. Oh, they're going up. Okay, I was hoping that they were coming down, but they're actually going through, and then they gotta let the other boats in. So it's going to be at least a good half hour before they get us through, so it'll be quicker to portage. So just to show you guys in comparison, so here's our kayaks, how skinny they are, but they are 18 plus feet. And there's a yacht over there, another over there, that are about the same length as our kayaks, and we pay the same exact price. Now how fair is that? So anyways, we're gonna portage instead of going through the locks. So all the gear that we had, still had room for kitchen sink in there. My dolly. All right, let's get Laura's up there, and then I'll come back and get mine. There you go, one down. Or one up, I should say. There you go. We're back in the water before these yachts come through. I'll show them next time they'll travel by kayak. First thing I want to do is get this out. Otherwise, I'm going to stay stuck. Skirt back on. The thing with the skirt, you always want this out, because if you fall in and you gotta get out of your kayak, you gotta pull on this to get yourself out. If you're upside down underwater, it's not always as easy as it sounds. All right, off to our next stop. So our next stop is going to be Upper Brewers. There's this little lake here, but the rest of the way is pretty much narrow, so there won't be much wind. It's going to be nice. The only problem is these boats coming through are going to scare all the wildlife, so we probably won't see much by the time we get through there. And then once we get to Upper Brewers, we're going to set up camp and have our supper. To show you the tree in front of us here. See how it was struck by lightning? And it's hollow on the inside. Pretty cool, eh? Luckily nothing else burnt down except for that one tree. Alright, let's keep going. Beautiful. That thing just came right out of nowhere. See, that wave just came over my cockpit. It's seeping into my skirt. I stayed dry the whole time. Now I'm wet. You can see there's only a few inches from the water's edge to my cockpit. So if a wave comes too big, it goes right over top. And the skirt keeps you fairly dry, but water still gets in once it sits on there for a while. So pretty nice steps. Just missing the house. Must be building soon. Let's check out under here. It's pretty cool. Look at that, eh? We could camp here overnight. Ooh, that was a rock. So the bridge over my head right now is Sunbury Road. And if you can see up ahead, there's a footbridge, probably too far for you guys to see. That's where the Upper Brewers Locks are, but it's to our left. So we're going to be veering left here. So we made it to Upper Brewers Locks on the beautiful Rideau Canal. I just got to figure out where we're going to get off. And then I'll go talk to the lock masters and see where we can pitch our tent for the night. They're opening the locks now to let the boats through. There's 3 boats. Looks like this one. See, you see the blue along the docks there? That means that they want to go through the locks. When you're parked where there's no painting, it's just brown, that means you're staying the night. So the lock masters know if your intentions are to go through the locks or to stay the night. So this bridge here in front of me is a popular fishing spot. And the way I could tell is if you look up, you see all the lures hanging in. Okay, we made it to Upper Brewers and we're all set up now. Just show you our, just had lunch. We were gonna stop at Lower Brewers for lunch. There's our tent. Laura's just about to make some coffee, and there's our kayaks. Ready to go for tomorrow. So yeah, we're gonna have lunch at Lower Brewers, and then figured let's just keep pushing on. It's only like half an hour from Lower Brewers to Upper Brewers, and then we had lunch. So we're gonna have a late, so it's 2:46 now, so we'll have supper later on tonight, and hopefully a little fire. We came yesterday with the truck and we dropped off a load of wood. We hid it in the bushes over there, so I'm gonna go get that and we'll have our fire this evening if it doesn't rain. There's our supper. Hot, hot. I don't know if you guys can see that coming down. That's a rat snake. It's about 5 to 6 feet long. I just went to go in the bathroom, and here's a garter snake right here on the ground. They're all over the place. That one's about 2 feet long. There's the hit there. Okay, so we're just settling down for the night now. We're gonna just sit by the fire. We've got some hot water going there for coffee before bedtime, and then we're gonna hit the sleeping bags. So hope you enjoyed today's videos. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so, and we will see you in the next video.